Welcome and ting and ting and ting. Now we're going back to Ireland. Now I've done a couple of videos here on Romania cost of living, Serbia cost of living, and now we're going to do Ireland cost of living. I want to see what's going on around the world because we get caught up in our own world. And we are thinking that the reason why cost of living is so high is because of our government, but we have to keep in consideration that cost of living is going up all over the world. Who is to blame? I don't know, but it's happening. And it's obviously not the government's fault only. Let's check this out.
Did you know that Ireland is ranked as the 13th most expensive country to live in the world? That's right. While it might be renowned for its lush green landscapes, jovial culture, and a rich history that spins tales of folklore and legends, there's an unexpected reality that often goes unnoticed. The cost of living in Ireland is surprisingly high, even when compared to many other developed countries. Let's take a look at the overall cost of living index. This index is a theoretical price index that measures relative cost of living over time or regions. It's an aggregate figure that reflects the cost of a given set of goods and services such as food, housing, transportation, and more. For Ireland, this index sits at a whopping 76.8, placing it in the top 15 of the world's most expensive countries. Now let's break it down a bit. Housing, as in many places, is a significant part of the cost of living in Ireland. Whether you're looking to rent a quaint cottage in the countryside or a modern apartment in the heart of Dublin, prepare to dig deep into your pockets. Next up, we have food. Irish cuisine might be hearty and comforting, but that doesn't mean it comes cheap. From a simple loaf of bread to a lavish Irish stew, the cost of food can add up quickly. And let's not forget about transportation. Whether you're relying on public transport or you have your own set of wheels, getting around the Emerald Isle comes with its own set of costs. Now, all of this might have you reconsidering that dream of moving to Ireland. But hold on, don't make any hasty decisions. The cost of living is just one part of the equation. There's much more to the story, and it's not all about the numbers. Quite surprising, isn't it? But don't make any hasty decisions. Let's delve deeper into the numbers. Housing, often the biggest expense. In Ireland, it's no different. Let's dive into the specifics of housing costs in this green island. The cost of housing in Ireland can vary greatly depending on the location and type of accommodation. Whether you're considering a city apartment, a suburban home, or a country cottage, each offers a unique living experience with a price tag to match. In Dublin, the heart of Ireland where the city buzz meets the Celtic charm, a one-bedroom city center apartment can set you back on an average of €1,400 per month. Meanwhile,
compared to Serbia and Romania, that's a massive jump. €1,400 for one bedroom. I'm paying $450 here, but I'm not in a big city. Wow. But I guess the pay rate is customary to the amount that it's costing. I'm hoping, you know what I mean? Let's keep going.
while the same apartment outside the city center can be significantly less, around €1,000 per month. But if the hustle and bustle of the capital city isn't your scene, consider the serene landscapes of Galway. This picturesque city offers a more affordable housing option with a one-bedroom city center apartment averaging around €900 per month. If you venture a bit outside the city, you can find a similar apartment for around €700 per month. If you're looking for a more rural setting, the cost of housing drops significantly. For instance, in County Clare, you can rent a three-bedroom house for about €800 a month.
Oh, that's like
It's an attractive option if you're after a quieter lifestyle, surrounded by the stunning beauty of the Irish countryside. Bear in mind, these are average prices and they can fluctuate based on several factors such as proximity to amenities, the condition of the property, and market demand. It's also worth noting that, like many places globally, purchasing a house in Ireland can be a more cost-effective option in the long term, depending on your circumstances. In conclusion, while the cost of housing in Ireland can be quite high, particularly in larger cities like Dublin, there are also more budget-friendly options available if you're willing to live outside the city or in more rural areas. So if you're thinking about moving to Ireland, housing will be a major consideration. After housing, food is
Housing seems to be costing more and more every day. It's like all these utility companies keep jacking their prices up, so landlords have to jack their prices up in order to compensate, depending on renting situation. If all the utilities are included, the prices are going to go up. It's crazy, man. Just a simple place to live is going to cost you so much money. People are just struggling to live because of it. You know what I mean? You can't afford it. People who are working like, just working regular jobs, man, they struggle to make ends meet, pay rent and everything. And it seems like that thing is worldwide. Like I said in the beginning, we seem to think of where we are only, thinking it's like this person's fault or that person's fault, but it's worldwide. So something is up there. I'm not one for conspiracy theories, and I don't think it's conspiracy theory. I think it's just a matter of greed. Pure greed is causing this kind of thing to happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a piece of everybody else.
Is another major expense. Now, let's dive into the culinary side of living in Ireland. For a week's worth of groceries, you're looking at around 70 to 100 euros. This includes the basics like bread, milk, fruits, and veggies, and some meat. Of course, if you're inclined towards gourmet cheeses or exotic fruits, your bill could run a bit higher.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's talk about dining out. For a meal at a fast food joint, you'll spend roughly 8 to 10 euros. A mid-range restaurant, however, will set you back about 30 to 40 euros per person. And if you're thinking of splurging on a high-end dining experience, be prepared to shell out upwards of 80 euros per head. So, whether you're whipping up a home-cooked meal or indulging in Ireland's fine dining scene, remember, food can be a delight, but it also comes with its own price tag in Ireland. Moving around and staying connected are essential parts of life. Let's see what they cost in Ireland. When it comes to getting around in Ireland, you've got a few options. Public transportation is a popular choice, with a network of buses, trams, and trains crisscrossing the country. A monthly transport pass typically costs around 120 to 150 euros, depending on the city. If you're only an occasional traveler, a single journey on Dublin's Luas tram system, for instance, will set you back about 2 euros. But what if you're more of a road warrior? Well, owning a car in Ireland isn't cheap. The average price of a liter of gasoline hovers around €1.60. Plus, there's the cost of insurance, which can be quite steep, especially for younger drivers. Let's not forget about the vehicle registration tax, which is calculated based on the market value of the car and its carbon dioxide emissions.
Oh.
Now let's switch gears and talk about utilities. Electricity, water, heating, cooling, garbage, they all add up. On average, a person can expect to pay between 150 to 200 euros per month for these services. And yes, that includes the TV license fee, which is mandatory for all households with a television or any device capable of receiving a TV signal. And finally, let's not forget about the internet. After all, we live in a digital world. The cost of internet in Ireland varies, but on average you can expect to pay around 50 to 60 euros per month for a decent broadband connection. So whether you're commuting or chilling at home, these are the costs you'd need to bear in mind. So we've covered housing, food, and transportation, but what does this all mean? In essence, it paints a picture of Ireland as a country with a relatively high cost of living. The price of housing, whether you're renting or buying, is definitely a significant factor. It's no secret that Dublin in particular can be quite expensive, with housing costs often higher than many other European cities. Food prices too can be on the higher end, especially when dining out. But remember, Ireland is famous for its fresh, local produce, and the quality of food you get is often exceptional.
Okay.
When it comes to transportation, costs vary. If you're based in a city and use public transport, it can be quite affordable. However, if you're in a more rural area and rely on a car, costs can add up with fuel, insurance, and maintenance. But it's not all about the numbers. The cost of living is one thing, but the quality of life is another. Ireland offers a high standard of living with excellent healthcare, a strong education system, and a vibrant culture and history to immerse yourself in. And let's not forget the stunning landscapes and friendly people. In terms of job opportunities, Ireland is home to many multinational corporations, particularly in the tech and pharmaceutical industries, offering competitive salaries that can help offset the higher cost of living. It's also a hub for creative industries with a thriving music, art, and literary scene. So how does Ireland compare to other countries? Well, it's more expensive than some, cheaper than others. It's pricier than its neighbor, the UK, and significantly more so than countries in Eastern Europe. But compared to places like Switzerland or Norway, it's a bargain. Yes, living in Ireland can be expensive, but like all things in life, it's about weighing the costs against the benefits. And for many, the benefits of living in Ireland The culture, the opportunities, the lifestyle, well, they're worth every penny.
I guess in every country that you go, you have to look into that. Well, it's not so much for the islands though, because I mean, if you live on an island where I'm from, the amenities is so small. You could walk to anywhere you want to go. You know what I mean? We don't have public transportation. It's all privately owned buses. So when I was there, it ran like 50 cents to get to the city or something like that. It's probably more now. I don't know how much it is now. So even though our mail service wasn't the best, we didn't get mail at the house. We didn't have a mailman going around putting it in mailboxes. We had to go to a post office to pick up our mail. We never got a whole lot of mail, so we never went to the post office very much. uh, the cost of living there is for the people working and living on the island is probably really struggle, just like in Ireland, probably just like in Romania it is, or Serbia it is. Ordinary people struggle to make ends meet from day to day. You know what I mean? Unless you have a really good job. But it's just like that all over the world. And we live in our own little bubble where we think it's only like that here or it's better here than elsewhere. Well, it's just people struggling to make ends meet day to day, paycheck to paycheck, month to month. You know what I'm saying? And the sooner we realize that, the more we will have a solidarity going for each other instead of thinking that person there is ungodly, that person there is this, that nationality is that. You see what I'm saying? Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll leave other links in the video here to that I've reacted to on Ireland. So you can go check it out. I'll leave a link to this video in the description. Understand? Please comment below. Tell me what you think. As ordinary working Irish people, tell me what it's like, what the cost of living like is for you and your household and thing. Let's share some vibe. Y'all take care of each other. Cool runnings.